Hey everyone, it's Dios, and let's continue with the second game of the first day of Planes at Worlds between Infinity and Red Canids, or whatever their name is. Now, I don't know both of these teams. I don't know neither of these teams, sorry for my bad English. So I'm not sure what their players, what their play style is and what their players are picking, but what I immediately see is that the first three bans for both teams were strong meta picks. So I'm not sure if some of these picks were targeted towards some of these players, but either way, they are good picks because all six of them are part of this meta and they are strong. So Infinity started with Lucian, which is 80%. 80% is going to be played on the bot lane, but it can also be flex picked for top lane against Irelia if Red are going to pick Irelia. And then Red Canids replied with their own AD carry, which is MF, and now we see that these two AD carries are going to be prioritized from most teams. And they also picked, so we have B1, and then we have R1 and R2. We have MF and Lilia. Now, Lilia can be somehow flex picked for top lane. If you watched my tier list, I have put Lilia on my maybe tier list for the top lane champions. She's very annoying against strong bruisers like Fiora and Jax, but Red as a team, I don't see Red Canids being a team that will flex pick Irelia and will play her top side. It's not like they have one of the best top laners in the world, so it seems that Lilia is going to be played at jungle. And then we have B2 and B3 for Infinity, where they go Jarvan and Nami. Jarvan because these two champions are considered mobile champions, so they need someone to close the gap and ult them. And Nami because, like I said, when they picked Lucian, they showed that 80% they're gonna play this champion at the bottom lane. So Nami Lucian, we all know this combo during this patch and this meta. However, I might add that this was a Nami with Guardian runes and not with Electrocute as most people and the casters expected. And then we have R3 for Red. They picked Leona for MF, one of the best duo bots in the game, and not only this season but overall. And then on the second ban phase, we have Irelia and Yone and GP Gnar. So Irelia makes sense because she's one of the strongest champions. She's an S tier champion for the top lane. Yone, I don't know about this ban. Maybe it was targeted towards Greftar, the gentleman we are watching now on the screen. So maybe he's playing, since he picked Set, maybe he likes to play melee, assassin or fighter champions in the mid lane. So maybe this Yone ban is targeted for him. Like I said, I don't know the teams, so I'm not sure. And then we have Gnar and GP, and this, as always, every draft we have at least one champion which is a question mark pick, and in this game it's Gnar. Why are you banning Gnar if you're planning to pick Camille? I mean, Camille counters Gnar, so why are you banning this champion? I'm not sure about that. Like I said, Gnar is useless. I'm not sure. So they went. Their R4 was Camille, and then R4. Now the thing with Red Canids is that since they prioritized Leona for MF, because if you ban Leona, then the only good options for MF is maybe Pyke, maybe Amumu, but Amumu was banned. Pyke is not banned, but maybe Jojo is not playing Pyke, so he doesn't feel comfortable playing the champion. Maybe he's not one of his strong picks. So by prioritizing a good solid support for MF, that means that now on the second pick phase, they would get counter-picked in the top lane, and then maybe on the mid lane they would counter Infinity. So for sure they're gonna get countered in one of the solo lanes. In this case, top lane. So I didn't like the fact that they picked Camille, but Infinity didn't punish that because they picked Kennen, which is not. I mean, they're both solid top laners. It's not like Kennen can counter Camille and give her a hard time. And I'm gonna show you also, not only didn't give her a hard time, Red also had the chance to actually punish Kennen in the first 5 minutes, and they didn't. So Red were lucky here that they were not counter-picked on the top lane, and then they picked Sylas as their final picks. They didn't know what Red is going to pick on the mid lane, and they picked, sorry, this is blue, B5 and B4 and B5, and here is last pick of the game, which is Set. Again, they were not really counter-picked. So both these teams had the opportunity on their last two picks. They had the opportunity to counter each other on the solo lanes, but they didn't. So if we look at the compositions, Infinity wants to win at the early game. They can also transition, their composition can transition well into the mid game as well, but they really have to focus on the early game to gain a gold advantage in order for them to also win the mid game and then finish the game by the 30 minutes, because Red's team composition outscales them if they don't punish them enough. And also, we only have one ability powered champion on Red side, which is Lilia, while Infinity have two attack damage champions on Jarvan and Lucian, and they have two ability powers on Kennen and Sylas, and if we count Nami, maybe 2.5 champions. So let's see what happened in the game. I'll start by showing you the first 5 minutes of the game, right here actually, where Camille started to gain a lead against Kennen. So if you see here, he attacked Kennen even though he had his whole minion wave on his side, and yet Camille won that trade. So Guigo is pushing, he's building waves to crash, and now if you watch Lilia, Aegis, or whatever his name is, he's pathing towards top. So his whole plan was to start on his blue buff, move towards his red side jungle, and then maybe gank Kennen. So now they missed this opportunity right here, where Kennen was forced to TP back to his lane, otherwise he would miss one minion wave. So he's losing in trades, and he had to recall in order to reset, and then he was forced to TP. So Lilia is topside, Camille is topside, but for some reason Guigo decided to go and place a ward here and check the blue side jungle of Solid Snake, which was not. Let's go back actually and see if they had any information where he started. So you see, they already have, if you watch at the minimap, Red already had a ward on Jarvan's blue side, so they have the information where he started, so they know that Solid Snake, and here again, they checked him here as well, so they know that Solid Snake is pathing towards his bot side. So here, when Camille won the trade, and when Guigo won the trade and he forced Bugax to recall and then TP, we are at this point right here. So they perfectly know that Solid Snake is at bot side, at his red buff or at his golems. So Guigo wasted time here, even though Lilia is here and Kennen doesn't have any wards to check for any gank attempts. So Aegis is here, he's ready for a gank, but for some reason Guigo wanted to ward this jungle, even though they perfectly know that Solid Snake started on his blue buff and then he pathed towards his red side jungle. So they wasted a lot of time here, and not only that, here we all thought that, okay, Lilia will pick the topside scuttle and will path towards top lane to dive Bugax, to dive Kennen. And here Lilia is missing the topside scuttle from Sylas. So Red didn't execute their pathing properly. They could have dived Kennen and make him lose lane, because later on Kennen is more dangerous because his ultimate is more AoE compared to more AoE. Damn it, I can't say it. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's more AoE damage compared to Camille's ultimate. So they had a chance to shut him down early and make him lose lane, but they didn't take advantage of that. And before the first blood, Infinity managed to pick up the first dragon, because Jarvan took advantage of the fact that he saw Aegis moving into his blue side jungle for the second rotation, and he picked up the first dragon. So now we're gonna see the first skirmish where Cody as Sylas stole Set's ultimate, so he ulted Set with his own ultimate. And then watch out, Greftar played it very well here based on the situation that he was in. So the moment that Nami tried to Q and knock him up, he used his own ultimate, his Set ultimate, on Sylas to escape Nami's Q, and then flashed with his W, but he couldn't be saved because he had 4 members of Infinity focusing on him. So here Infinity picked up 3 kills, and look at this detail right here. Look at the misfortune. So they killed 3 members of Red, and now Camille is teleporting, but this is a wasted teleport because you're not gonna get anything from this. The best chance is to maybe kill this guy right here. I'm not sure who is low. I think it's Solid Snake. So the best case scenario is that you're gonna kill Jarvan. But you lost 3 members of your team already, so it's not like you're gonna gain anything from that. But look at Misfortune. He cancelled his old ultimate. I'm gonna show it in real speed. Look at Misfortune. He flashed and cancelled his own ultimate. So they could have killed maybe Sylas and Nami, but because of that misplay from Misfortune and that late teleport from Camille, they didn't. So here Infinity picked first blood and also 3 kills in total against 1 from Red, gaining them 2k gold lead. And again the replay here. Look at Greftar's mechanics. I mean, he couldn't save himself, but I think that he played that based on how cornered he was. He played that very well in my opinion. And then MF flashed, but cancelled his ultimate. Titan flashed and cancelled his own ultimate. So 2k gold lead for Infinity. After that, we had a pause and some skirmishes here and there, but nothing important. For some reason, Infinity always were always finding a way to kill dragons, and that's why we are almost at the 20-minute mark of the game, and they have grabbed all 3 dragons, and Red couldn't contest them. But here is where Red are turning the game around for their favor. So after this third Drake, here they got Nami and Lucian. Lucian escaped with his cleanse. Again, this time is a wasted teleport from Kennen. In the previous teamfight I showed you, it was a wasted TP from Camille and Misfortune cancelled her ultimate. Here, they have already lost Nami and... Oh, sorry, it's not a wasted teleport from Kennen, it's a wasted TP from Sylas. So Kennen is at bot side, he's not trying to TP. So here, a miscommunication from Infinity. You see, Kennen is full HP at bot side. He's not pushing the wave, but he didn't use his teleport to help his team. So here, Sylas gave a free kill to Red. And I'm not sure if they also took mid turret. Yes, so they also got mid turret as well, the tier 1 mid turret as well. And after that, we're gonna see a replay. We didn't see it live, but I'm gonna tell you what happened because I was watching the game from the pro view. So after this kill, as we are watching now, Lily and Set pathed towards top to summon this Herald. Okay, and the rest of Red are resetting, as you can see. So MF, Leona, and maybe Camille are resetting. So they tried to get this top tier 2 turret. They didn't manage to do it. And here we're gonna see the replay. But before we see the replay, I'm gonna tell you what happened because we also had another fight that Infinity lost. So they just lost Nami in the previous team fight, right? So Nami responded, and now the next objective is Baron. Since we are at 20 minutes, the next dragon is coming up in 4 minutes, so they still have time. So now, as it happens usually, Infinity have tempo on the map, and that's why Nami on the minimap is moving here. So now Infinity's plan is to make this Baron area their strong side and either bait Red into Baron or start Baron themselves, right? Mostly bait Red. So Nami's moving here, and because Red knows that, they know that after that kill in the mid lane where they caught Nami and Sylas and they killed them, they should reset the moment they took the mid turret. Instead of that, they didn't reset. They moved to top side, and because they know that now Infinity will have tempo on their side and they're gonna try to take this area as their strong side, instead of that, Sett and Lilia, instead of resetting, they moved here and they found Nami when he tried to face check and place some wards. This was not shown it was not shown in the live match because they showed the replay from the previous teamfight, but I'm telling you now so that you understand how Nami was caught up again. So this is the teamfight where after the dragon, they caught Nami. They almost killed Lucian, but he escaped with his cleanse. And then they also killed Sylas with his wasted teleport, right? And here, many people thinking, okay, why Nami got caught again? And why Nami was face checking in these brushes? Well, because they thought that red players would reset, so they had time to ward the Baron area and make them their strong side. But because Lilia and Sett didn't reset, they were one step ahead. They baited them, and they were waiting for them. They set a trap, and they got Nami again and Lucian after that. So here is what red side, after these two team fights, this is where red started to turn the game around. I don't think that did they finish Dragon? I'm not Baron? No, they didn't. Okay. So you see here on the replay, this is the trap that they set, where Sett and Lilia didn't reset. So Nami thinks that it's safe. That Ackerman here thought that he has time to at least place a ward outside of Baron. But because Sett and Lilia didn't reset, they set a trap for him, and that's why they caught him. So it was not Ackerman's mistake. It's mostly Lilia and Sett setting a trap for him, baiting him. So they caught Nami again, and then they also caught Lucian. This time he doesn't have his flash and cleanse, so they killed him again. So now they're starting to gain an advantage on their favor. And almost 1 minute after that last replay I showed you, we're gonna have a teamfight here, another teamfight that Red won. And before playing the actual fight, this is the moment where in most games, when games are close and not won from one team from the early game, every time we are between the 20 or the 22-minute mark, I'm gonna count, and this is an advice that I give you as well in order to understand which team has an advantage. Every time around the 20 and 22 minutes mark, we need to count what items each team has. And if a team has 2 items and the other team has 1.5 items completed, I'm not counting boots, I'm talking their mythic and legendary items. So whenever a team has 2 items completed on most of their players and the other team has 1.5 items completed, this team always wins. This is like the best moment of the game where you can take huge advantage. So let's count the items right now. Camille, 2 items completed. Like I said, I'm not counting the boots. Kennen, also 2 items completed. Lilia, 2 items as well. Jarvan, 1.5 items. So Red has an advantage as a team. Mid lane, 1.5 items for Sett, 1.5 items for Sylas. And let's check, I'm not counting supports of course because they don't get much gold. And we have 2.5 items for Misfortune because Titan has finished Eclipse, Yomu's Ghostplate, and this Berserker's Dirk or something like that. I don't remember the item's name. And Lucian has 2 items. So Red have an advantage on jungle and their AD carry. On their jungler and AD carry. So they have 2 item advantage on 2 champions against Infinity. So in the next team fight, if both teams decide to team fight right now, Red has an advantage based on their atomization, based on this advantage that they have 2 items over Infinity. And that's why they forced. That's why if you notice, they know that they have this advantage. So that's why Guigo with Camille forced this team fight and started the engage. And of course, guess what? Guess who's gonna win this team fight? Red, of course. Also, Jarvan is the only member from Infinity that actually tried to access the backline of Red in order to try and kill Misfortune, but they were completely splitted, and because Red had the items advantage, they managed to win this fight, and now they really started to turn the game around. Now they don't just have like 500 or 2000 gold, now they have a bigger lead. Well, they have 2000 gold still, 3000 gold, but still they're gonna get much more value because now they're getting Baron and they're gonna push them up and they're gonna stop Infinity from getting the Soul Drake. So again, the replay. They managed to split INF, Infinity's team. Sett and Lilia, with all of this burst damage and sleeping and CC, they managed to keep Infinity's backline occupied. Jarvan was alone trying to kill Misfortune, but of course he wouldn't do that. And yeah, this says it all. And the last highlight I'm gonna show you is the last decisive teamfight outside of Baron. Before that, just a quick recap. So after the previous highlight I showed you, after that teamfight that Infinity lost, basically Red took the first Baron, they pushed the whole map, they denied Soul Drake from Infinity, and that's why you can see here that they have 2 dragons themselves, and now they're trying to close the game. They have strong side outside of Baron, so now they're baiting Infinity into that, and Infinity, they can't do anything, they're losing hard, so the only chance they have to do something in the game is to contest this final Baron and to play the perfect teamfight. So let's see what happened. They don't have any vision, so they don't know if Red started the Baron. Now they know. Now they know that they are baiting them. So Red started Baron. Infinity have to face check here. So Red turn around. They tried to focus Sett for some reason. All of the Infinity members tried to pick Sett. But Sett is not an easy champion to kill, especially with Goldringer and his W. He can regenerate his health very well. And then we also had a bad ultimate from Nami, from Archiman. So what's the fight? They're never gonna kill Sett. Bad wave from Nami. And because Red have items advantages, more than they had in the previous highlight I showed you, of course they would have won this team fight, and this is the last decisive team fight that judged the game. Now I want to comment something before I end this video. So pay close attention to Greftar, the mid laner of Red. So here, look at him. He's doing these gestures, and he's shouting against Infinity players. Now, these teams, like Red is a Brazilian team and Infinity is a Latin America team. So it's like the derby, the El Clasico of the Latin America region. But I have to say something to Greftar. Like, this is unprofessional. Now, Brazilians overall, they are very passionate people. So when they win, they're very passionate in football, in basketball, even in League of Legends. And I'm not sure if there were some trash talking between these two teams, but I have to say something to Greftar. Tomorrow, they're gonna face Hanwha and LNG. I want him to play like he played today. I want him to play like this tomorrow and trash talk the enemy team like this if he managed to beat Hanwha and LNG. But they're not gonna beat Hanwha and LNG, so he can only bully Infinity players. Nevertheless, nice victory for Red. GG.